DigiLitX is a plan of action for improving digital literacies across core high school content areas, including but not limited to math, science, history, and English language arts. Digital literacy is both a conceptual movement and a skill set. As a concept, it implores new ways of thinking about the skills that are necessary for a student or a teacher to thrive in a digitized society. As a set of skills, it demonstrates the need for students to access, evaluate, create, communicate, and reflect on information and media that is sought in both online and offline environments. Digital literacy is an umbrella term, and it captures other key competencies like information literacy, computer skills, critical media analysis, digital citizenship and internet safety, multimedia production, and more. In the absence of these skills, students will continue their education and their lives with glaring knowledge gaps in everything from writing work-appropriate emails to digitally storing family photos to determining credibility of online information. With its many affordances, the question is raised, what factors are impeding the growth of digital literacy across high school content areas? And the obstacles I'd like to walk you through here are based on those found at a small public high school in Dayton, Massachusetts. I have found in my discussions with diverse educators that these issues are not unique. In many high schools, literacy, digital or otherwise, is attended to only in full staff meetings, in which groups of educators from varying subject areas and skill levels are present, making for time-consuming discussions with lots of questions that are not applicable to all. The literacy development in some schools is led by a team of current full-time teachers, and while it's beneficial to have in-house support and guidance, full-time teachers do not have much time to devote to conducting school-wide PD. Many educators have technology anxiety about learning new digital tools, and some schools have issues with funding for technology and training. Digital literacy is often thought of as an add-on subject, to be taught in a media production course or as a standalone unit, when in fact it's simply a new way of thinking about planning and executing existing content. There is a resistance to break from traditional models of compartmentalized content areas with an assumption that literacy belongs in English language arts classes. Perhaps most profoundly, busy teachers simply feel as though they do not have the time to labor over learning new tools and technologies. In addressing these roadblocks, we must recognize the absolute essential nature of literacy integration. Paulo Freire has historically defined literacy as reading the word and the world, a definition that is still applicable today. Literacy goes beyond print reading and writing. Literate students are able to make better meaning of multimodal school content as well as their out-of-school worlds. Being a digitally literate person enables full membership in our participatory culture, in addition to teaching students the responsibilities of digital citizenship. It allows students to obtain, organize, and communicate information and ideas in all subject areas, in turn improving students' performance across the curriculum. For these reasons, it is my belief that every teacher is a teacher of literacy. We also know that students love technology. They are digital natives and often more well-versed in tools and technologies than their teachers. When students can capitalize on their interest in technology in the classroom, we see an increase in motivation, engagement, creativity, and overall learning. As if the benefits for student learning outcomes weren't enough, digital literacy practices are closely aligned with the new Common Core state standards, proving that digital literacy practices are intended to be integrated into existing objectives. Common Sense Media, a nonprofit organization that promotes safe tech and media use for children, has explicitly linked digital literacy practices and lessons to Common Core state standards in a user-friendly format that is accessible on the organization's website. Digital literacy practices also support Massachusetts teacher evaluation standards, offering greater opportunities for diverse course materials, collaborative projects, culturally proficient communication, and reflective practice, to name a few. Here are some examples of how digitally literate practices can be woven into existing course content in meaningful ways. English students can use online inquiry tools to research, structure, and write argumentative texts. Biology students can create a virtual tour of the human body or other systems for elementary school students using iMovie. U.S. history students can peel back layers of meaning and talk back to wartime propaganda with certain media tools. Geometry students can use Google SketchUp to create 3D architectural models. Seniors in high school can create digital portfolios of their work and experiences using Blenspace to strengthen their transitions to college or the workforce. Implementing digital literacy practices in core subject areas requires strategy and leadership. This plan proposes the following elements to grow digital literacy across high school content areas. An in-house literacy coach or specialist to provide constant support, who can guide a literacy team made up of teachers from various content areas. The guidance of a devoted literacy coach will alleviate the time pressure that subject area teachers are feeling in regard to literacy. This team of teachers will serve as mentors and models for other teachers seeking support and guidance. Instead of staff-wide discussions on literacy, teachers will explore digital literacy ideas hands-on at monthly department meetings with support from the literacy team. Appreciation and recognition are vital components and will be addressed with a monthly spotlight on exemplary teachers and with opportunities and support for further professional development. This plan differs from other change implementation plans by using a flipped professional development model, much like a flipped classroom model, in which online videos of content-based lesson plans will be made available to teachers to explore outside of school, and in-school meeting time will be used to directly apply and work with new ideas. A monthly literacy lab will also be offered as a time for teachers to consult with the literacy team and try out new tools and ideas. To make resources accessible to educators, a shared folder will be easily accessible containing content-based lesson ideas and inspiration. To assess the effectiveness of this integrational model, teacher motivations and behaviors can be measured at the start of the academic year in which it takes place and again at the end of the year. The elements of this plan, when coupled with an effective leadership strategy, will yield positive growth for students and teachers. The 5 practices exemplified in the Leadership Challenge will serve as a guide in promoting the growth of cross-curricular literacy. The values of courage, curiosity, growth, innovation, and intelligence are modeled by digital literacy as a concept and by individuals like myself that lead by example in their teaching. The vision of a digitally literate school community is inspired by positive student outcomes and real-life success stories. This plan challenges this traditional school change process by utilizing alternative PD options, hands-on trial and error, and collaboration of teachers to learn from each other. Teachers are enabled to act and in turn enable their students to act by having resources that complement their busy in and out of school lives. Lastly, educators are encouraged through appreciative feedback and recognition as well as opportunities to further personal and professional growth. Let's work together with shared training and resources, support, collaboration, and leadership to create richer lives and brighter futures for our school's literate citizens.